One of the cool things that we can do with pipe is to take the output of something and save it to a file. So let's take the get process command, for example. If we pipe it to export CSV, it's going to output then, of course we have to tell it where to put it. It's going to output that to a CSV file, which is readable by an Excel spreadsheet. We can also output it to an XML file. Now this is kind of an unusual format for XML, and if you're not a programmer, you may not know how to use XML very much, but if you do some programming, this would be useful to you. So let's take this one. I'm not going to do get process. I think I'll use get service instead, because get process, there are a lot of processes and it takes a long time for it to work. So I think I'll do get service. And then I'm going to pipe that to export CSV. And now I have to tell it where. And on the system that I'm on right now, it's a little bit different. It's going to be in the D drive, desktop. And then I have to give it a file name. I'll call it services.csv. And we'll just click enter. And there it is. It's done. In fact, if we look over on our desktop, here's services.csv. I'll just double click that and we'll open it up in Excel and take a look at it. And there it is. Now, remember I mentioned that there are, in an earlier video, that there are 14 different properties of service. By the way, you'll find that there are actually 16 listed here. That's because 2 of them are aliases. Don't worry about that now. But there are alias properties. But there are actually 14 properties. We can see these a little bit better if I highlight all these and then expand these so that you can see the whole thing. So here's let's highlight this one. The service name, the required services for can pause is fault, and so on. So you get the idea. Now I can see all of those and I have them in a nice file where I can do something with them. All right, let's try this other one, the export CLI XML, to get an XML file. I'm going to use service again, so let's do get service. I will pipe that to export -CLI XML, and then I'm going to put it on D desktop, and we'll call it services.xml. I'm going to minimize this guy over here so you can see it pop up. I'll hit the enter key, and there's our services XML. It's not quite complete yet, so let's wait for a moment for this thing to pop up. And there we go. Now it's complete. And an XML file, several different ways I could open that file. I'm going to say open with Microsoft Expression Web. Now, Expression Web is a web authoring software, so it would be a good one to open an XML file in. And there's our XML. And again, this may not be useful to you unless you do web programming, but if you do, you know that XML files are quite useful.